You're listening to Max Talks.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Rajesh. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hi.
Thanks very much.
Very nice to be here.
So, heartiest welcome, Rajesh, and also welcome to all our viewers who will be
Thank you.
watching this podcast under the Max Talks umbrella, which is an initiative of Eclatmax. And
Great.
it is very happy and delightful from my perspective to have you on this podcast. So,
I'm also thankful and grateful for that you invited me to speak.
thanks very
It's
much,
really
Rajesh.
a good opportunity for me also to speak, and also I'm really thankful for that.
The pleasure is all mine, Rajesh. So, firstly, I would go into a brief introduction and introduce Rajesh and a brief snapshot pertaining to his background. So, welcoming Mr. Rajesh Iyer, who is a seasoned professional and a highly respected leader with over 26 years of diverse experience, spanning renowned organizations such as Citigroup and Reliance. A transformational leader at heart, Mr. Iyer is passionate about driving results through innovative strategies, streamlined processes, and robust compliance frameworks. His career is defined by his ability to build scalable solutions that not only reduce costs but also enhance efficiency and productivity. In today's rapidly changing world, his insights into change management, compliance, and policy development make him an invaluable voice in shaping industry conversations. Mr. Iyer's reputation as a direct communicator, trusted advisor, and visionary strategist positions him perfectly as an industry expert and an inspiring panelist. So, once again, welcome to Mr. Rajesh Iyer, and I would take the liberty
Thank
of
you, John.
calling you Rajesh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Yeah,
to
John,
this
thank you
podcast.
so much for that warm welcome. Yeah,
Thank you very
thank you
much,
so much.
Rajesh.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's dive into the questions for today. I'm sure the audience and the viewers would derive really deep insights. And in fact, the topic which we are going to be discussing today is very much relevant, especially with a lot of debate and also, in certain terms, a controversy raging around
Mhm.
some of the topics or some of the points that we would be speaking upon.
Okay.
So the first we zero in on this debate these days on the 90-hour work week. So this 90-hour work week, as you're aware, has reignited conversations around the hustle culture. Do
I
you think
agree.
success in today's competitive world is inherently tied to the number of hours which one puts in, or is it more about the quality of work? What's your perspective?
My perspective over the years is that success is dependent on the quality of growth of the person. How much an individual is ready to grow, because work always gets adjusted or outgrows to the amount of time we have. If we have 4 hours, we take time of 4 hours to do the work. If we have 1 hour, we do it in 1 hour also,
Correct.
actually. So it all depends on the growth of the person, actually. And actually, when we grow, our career grows, our business grows, and we move into more success as we grow. So the most important thing I will believe is self growth is the most important thing. Now, there are a lot of steps or a plan of action which we can have to actually for personal growth. Few of them which I have, which has helped me in my career, and is having a daily self development goal. Daily taking steps for growing. It can be reading, it can be going through audio programs or attending seminars occasionally. But there should be a daily growth plan for everybody to grow. Very important. Second, of course, is to remove clutter from our life, actually. Because if we have to make room for things to come in. So unless we remove clutter from our life, we will not be able to have room to come in. It's very, very, very important, because in this today's chaotic life, there are a lot of things which is not really required, and so we have to make room for things which are important for us to come in. So removing clutter is a very important thing. And apart from that, of course, the third thing is to watch our company. Whom do we spend time with? Very, very important. Because over my career, all the time, I've always, if whenever I've seen I'm the right company, I grow. I really grow fast. And with people who value time, spending with people who value time, people who value growth, people who don't believe in idle gossip, etc. To staying away from them, and so watching our company is very, very important. And of course, daily goals with a plan of action. That is another step which is required every day. Planning our day the night before, so that we know what is the goal for the day. And working with the strengths of people, not rather than the weakness of the people. Working with people's strengths is very, very important as a team, because together we can achieve a lot. So everybody can do something better than the other person, but when we identify the strength of our entire team members, we can work together with them. And yes, of course, once we identify the strength, we can delegate responsibilities also to people on a daily basis, and time to time, and monitor it with parameters, whichever we want to monitor. And of course, as we grow as a person, there are many skills which we learn, which can people skills, even edification, very powerful tool which we can use to grow, get things done faster. Today, edification is something which people don't use. Edification is a tool which I have used big time in my career. Praising or increasing the value of somebody, and eventually the value will come back from that person back to me. So that we can use this principle of edification very much in saving time, in getting things done faster. Plus, of course, a lot of people skills, if we learn over a period of time, we can apply it and we can make our life very faster, life and work faster. And of course, gratefulness also becomes a very important part in that, because I always believe gratefulness is very much required in our corporate career to grow in all areas of the life, actually. So these are few steps if we can actually use to grow as a person over a period of time. So this growth will help us to work smarter, getting things done much faster in a much, and achieving goals in a much faster way. So these are some things which I have realized as a person is very much required, rather than putting the number of increasing the number of hours in work, but doing smart work and getting these things done faster. This has been my experience, actually.
Thanks, Rajesh. Really deep insights, especially the perspective on edification. I'm sure our viewers would gain a lot of knowledge and will be able to utilize that as a key takeaway. So thanks very much. So in terms of the next point, Rajesh, that we would be going into is technology allows us to be on 24/7. So, but because of mobile phones and the access to the internet, we are more or less connected 24 by 7. Do you believe this constant connectivity helps or hinders our ability to achieve meaningful work? And how do you personally set boundaries to protect your own time and focus?
See, technology can always, we can use it to our benefit. As I was just listening to the Meta CEO recently, he said that, somebody asked him, is AI going to replace everything? He said, AI can never replace humans. Only thing it can, a certain percentage of a work it can do 1,000 times better. So technology can do certain parts of our work. It can do 1,000 times better, many, many times better. But it cannot replace humans at all. And coming back to the question, we have to create a balance, of course. And but I'm sure you'll agree with me that having a calm mind and quiet mind is always better than working in chaos today. So I find the best time I can think and do work is when I am a calm mind, when I am out of any distraction. So deliberately as a professional, I always see that I can switch myself off for a period of time from social media, so that I can think clearly, think calm, having a calm mind, so that I can see where I am and where I want to go, and I can understand what is required at that point of time. So personally, as a person, I don't really be in social media till 9 o'clock in the morning every day when I get up. And of course, in the evening also after reaching home, I deliberately switch off from social media. Also during the day, I keep my hours, in between, so that I be out of it, so that I can focus with a calm mind. It helps me a lot in moving out of social media, not being in social media all the time. But yes, technology is an advantage always. It has made me, just like when the cell phones came, it has also made our life much faster than before, of course. And we are using it to our advantage also. And one more thing, if we can smartly use technology, because there's so much data available today, and this data can be really used to our advantage if we use it, analyze it, and work on it properly. And so technology, if we put boundaries as an employer and also as an employee, if we can put boundaries, we can always control our time in social media and keep a balance of it, not only in our official life but also in our personal life. But our priorities has to be set right. What exactly do we want out of it? But calm and peaceful mind is very much required for us to think clearly today. That is something which is very much required, which everybody should work on, having a calm and peaceful mind to think clearly on our goals. So that has been my perspective, and that's what I apply every day also to move on in my life.
Thanks, Rajesh, for your inputs. Moving next, in your experience, have there been moments where prioritizing longer hours over personal well being backfired either for you or your team? What lessons did you take away from those instances?
See, personally, it has happened personally with me also. There was a time in my career when I started my career initially, 15 years or so. I used to be too much focused on my official or corporate building my career, which which did an effect on my health. It did an effect on my relationships over a period of time. And because we get into this rat race of in the corporate world when we enter, and we all wants to grow fast, without really understanding the values behind it and not setting our priorities right. That is when I attended a seminar in between one of the in 2008, when a person who came on stage. It's my personal experience. He came on stage and he told me that, you are exactly in life today because which you wanted. What you wanted is what that, because I used to blame the world for my situation in life at that time, not able to but that seminar made me realize to take responsibility about my life. And then I prioritized all areas. You can say ki health, financial area, relationship area, of career area, and also about charity, giving something to society. I planned in all five areas of my life. And of course, I set goals every year in all the five areas of my life. So I'm clear about what I want at the start of the year, and I may not achieve 100% of what I set out for, but at least I move better than if I have not set the goals for myself. So having a balance in all areas of the life is very important. Also, I always feel bad because I lost a distant relative of mine in during the COVID period due to the same reason. He was in business, and even though he had got COVID, he didn't take medication on time, thinking that it will go by itself, and eventually we lost him because of that. That was also one example which really affected us, and made us realize every single time. It's like reminding us, how important we should have a balance in all areas of our life. Having balance is something which it's not that we are not aware about it. Everybody is aware about it at any point of time, at all points of time, but only thing, taking deliberate steps towards it is something which is required to have a balance. And so at a thinking level, if we realize how important it is and prioritize it, it is really possible to have a balance in our life. But we'll have to prioritize it and work on a daily basis. And of course, second thing is that we have to also take happiness as a decision, you know. If we enjoy our work, we have heard the saying that if we enjoy our work, we will never like work a day in our life. You know, we don't have to. Work will not be work actually. So we'll have to decide to be happy, decide to take the career which gives us excitement, of course, and then go ahead with goals in our life. Goals play a very important role in how we are fired up and how we are excited about our life. Many a times we don't set goals for ourselves. That is the main reason we are not excited about it. Writing down your dreams, having a perfect goal, and knowing where exactly we are going. If we know exactly where we are going on a daily basis, we every step we take every day will take us to that ultimate goal. And every morning we are excited about getting up and getting things done. So having goal is the most important thing to have a balance in life, because once we have the goal in all areas, it keeps us a balance, and we are also excited towards moving that. And also we will enjoy what we do. So it will not feel like work. The stress levels will be highly reduced when we enjoy what we are doing. So that is one of the most important thing which is required to us today, to move ahead and having a balance in life.
Truly fantastic insights, Rajesh.
Thank you.
Going next is, with the rise of flexible work models, do you see a future where productivity and achievement are measured more by outcomes than time spent working? How can leaders foster this culture of results over hours?
This culture actually can be created through a culture of sharing